Welcome back. Now news from sports. Prudent has highlighted the dilapidated condition of the Tilak Maidan at Vasco several times. On Friday, a large turnout was seen for the Pro League clash, but spectators had to hunt for shade when it started raining midway through the match. On one side, spectators at the Duler Stadium enjoy the warmth and protection from the torrential rains, thanks to the Goa Football Association's efforts to erect shelter for the stands. And on the other hand, spectators at Vasco have to run for cover when it rains.
Spectators' interest levels have dwindled for the beautiful game of football in recent times in Goa. But this season, a large turnout has been seen for almost all Kingfisher Goa Pro League matches. But the Tilak Maidan desperately needs a shelter like the Duler Stadium one. On Friday, fans and spectators were frustrated as after purchasing their tickets, they had to hunt for a shelter once it started raining.
पावसान हिंगा लोकांक तिकेट काडून 20 रुपयांची हिंगा चोवपाक मेळना घेवन बेश्ट थिंगा सकयल वचून रावचें पडटा आनी सकयल लुगार आसून लोकांक सोडना रावपाक मेळत थिंगा डिमांड शेड घालपाचें पोत्री घालून दवरपाचें लोकांक चोवपाक आनी पयशे तिकेट काडून केसले फायदो थिंगा गेम चोवपाक मेळना जाल्यार तेंका कोण मेंबर आहाय तांकां सांगपा जाय भशेन नाल्यार मेंबर बरो सुसेगाद बसताय मरे थिंगा सकयल वचून हय शेड जाय तर
पावसाचे ते गेम बरो गेले ग्राउंड बरो ना ग्राउंड शेड ना सध्या मेन आम्ही उणे म्हळ्यार 150 लोक जाण हय हय 20 रुपया तिकेट ना ना एक हाफ मेळना फर्स्ट सेकंड हाफ पावसा लागून शेड घालपाची जाय मरे खाली कितना आले
This season, there is a distinct rise in the number of fans and spectators coming in for the Pro League matches. GFA should take a lot of heart from this fact, but sadly, if this trend continues at the Tilak Maidan, then spectators would be few and far between to witness Goa's professional football competition. From Vasco, our reporter Surendra Madkaikar.
Ever since India took up to rugby professionally, the national side has been dominated by players from the Indian Army team. Retired Colonel of Indian Army Noel Goodwin, who pioneered the sport in the Indian Army, feels that rugby is a sport of the classes. At the same time, common man too can take up to the sport and make it to the national level. Prudent media caught up with Noel to know how his love for the sport of rugby has grown.
Is there a fear that it's going to become only an army-oriented sport?
No, it's not exactly that. Actually, see, everything is very disciplined in the army. We live together as a unit. We have teams which are staying in the same barrack. They coach together, they train together. And that is what is required in every sport. The unit should train together. They should be stationed together during all training sessions and even during the briefings and the debriefings. It is very essential.
You pioneered the sport. Let you just tell us how that entire experience was.
Yes, that is very interesting. In fact, my basic game is football. And there were some very senior officers who were approached by the IRFU president, Mr. Pramod Khanna, to start off rugby in the army. So when they had this proposal with them, they were trying to identify a suitable officer who could take on the leadership of this game and then pull out some good rookies as well as soldiers from the army and train them. So I was handpicked by those senior officers and they explained what the proposal was. I said, we'll go ahead, there's no problem. And undeterred with all the injuries which we had initially because we didn't know the laws of the game, we went ahead and today we are the best team. And when we picked up the players from the ranks of the army, they were weighing about 52 to 65 max. And today none of my player is less than 75 kgs because that's the basic requirement.
Do you feel rugby can be made a sport of the mass, especially in a place like Goa where you have a lot of interior areas? Would you agree?
Yes, there is no doubt that rugby is a very glamorous sport. It is a sport of the class. But when you see the army team, they're the normal laymen who came from the civil street into the army barracks. And from there we picked them up. I was coached by a New Zealand coach called Willie Hatteracker. He was a Maori and he coached us so well that we have got exclusive skills in this game today.
Our sports reporter Nikhil Pereira with video journalist Shan from Panji.
And with this, we come to an end of this news bulletin. Keep watching Prudent Media.